It turns out for the Chemical Burial Grounds quest, there might be 2 or 3 parts to this if you want to keep doing the sensors to get your reputation up for the scientists. However, like a good 3 or 4 days before this, I actually just grinded it out with the boar legs for the other character. I believe it's Butch. But I just kept doing that and, to get my reputation up for the scientists. That way, I only had to do this very first quest for Kitsch, and I wouldn't have to worry about the rest of the sensors. Anyway, I lucked out on this time on this trip to the chemical burial grounds because there were actually a few guys here that helped me, and even then it was a very close call. I almost died. So you're gonna need plenty of meds. You're going to need an antidote for sure of some sort, and I would strongly suggest you have somebody with you unless you really do know what you're doing. Now, if you don't actually have any, I think they're PCB sensors, there are a few areas they tell you to go. However, this is very important. The circles marked on the map are approximate areas. They are not to be taken literally. So if you do fail the quest the first time, which you probably will, and you're out of sensors, this is where you have to go, and that's what you have to do. So, and by the way, if your looting skill is not all the way up, if you haven't put that much into it, you're going to be looting Sylvans for a while. So be ready to do that because I did. I set aside a good hour or so, and I came up with about 8 sensors just in case I failed again. But you only have to stand around the sensor for, I believe, 3 minutes. It might have been a little bit shorter, but it was about 3 minutes long, and you just defend it from a whole bunch of jellies and whatever other creatures might come. But they're not to be underestimated. I barely got through it with a PPSH with a couple mags, and with the help of a few friendly strangers. Maybe you might get lucky like I did, but that's all we really had to do. Now, in regards to the other parts of this quest, I didn't have to do them, but I imagine it's the same exact thing. However, I've heard that they are not in the same area, so if you get past the first area with the jellies, it should be a breeze from there, really. But that is basically how you do it. That is where you get the sensors to do it, and that's all you need to know.